Hello, I'm Dr. Lee Vickers, author of Bodies of Light and founder of Lightworkers International. And we're here today to talk about one of the integral things to creating your best life and keeping it. And that is the secret law of appreciation.
I love secrets.
It almost makes me want to say, is it the secret law of attraction? I think it kind of goes along with it, doesn't it?
Well, actually, of course, we talk about with Bodies of Light about creating something from nothing in the fact that it flows through you and that you have to be what you want to become, vibrating from the core of every atom within you.
I love that.
Right?
Be what you want to become. Your words are so profound.
Well, it's very much where they talk about the, from the law of attraction and we talk about, of course, raising your vibration and that if you have a very low vibration, nothing is going to happen really at all.
True.
But now we have a lot of people creating amazing lives with Bodies of Light.
It's so wonderful.
Right? People who are getting divine relationships, are getting their best jobs, they're making 10 times more money than they ever made before. Right? They're happier, they're happily ever now for 24/7. Healthier. And one of the things that we notice, right, Cynthia, sometimes we'll hear, everything did so much better. They started doing 10 bodies of light a day. They created everything. They got a new job that made 10 times more money. They got the most amazing relationship. And what sometimes it all falls apart.
I know. It does. Gone.
And what do we inevitably say? What's the question we always ask?
How many bodies of light have you done?
Yeah. How many bodies of light are you doing?
And so often I get the response of,
oh.
I should keep doing bodies of light.
Yeah. And of course, we come back to, and everyone repeat after me, what the light gives you.
What the light gives you.
The darkness takes away.
The darkness takes away.
Okay?
Whoa.
Yeah. See, the darkness is merely a lack of light. So people create their best life with an abundant
best life.
Right, abundant amount of light flowing through them.
Yes.
And so we're going to get into testing. So right now, you at home, before you're even doing your bodies of light, I want to have you test something. And if you have not been doing bodies of light today, your energy might be
too low to test.
Low.
Well, but they may get a low number, and we're going to explain what that means.
Yes, good.
Or not, hopefully it's high.
So, yeah, hopefully you've been doing your bodies of light, but we're going to check. So bring your hand around your head.
Okay.
And count with, remember, yes, no, smooth and sticky.
Okay.
We've learned that on other videos. So you go, we're going to count and see how high your energy is. Negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion, septillion, Googleplex.
Oh, got sticky.
Googleplex times Googleplex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100, 10, 100. I'm about a Googleplex to the power of 100.
Woohoo!
What are you guys at?
Someone's been doing his bodies of light.
And release their dark core.
And release their dark core.
And following the river.
And following the river. And the secret.
The secret law of appreciation.
Exactly.
So what were you at?
I think Google. You'll tell me.
Googleplex, million billion trillion septillion, Googleplex, about 10 Googleplex, something like that. Of course, you won't Googleplex on your own until you release your dark core.
Whoa.
And we said in the last video, of course, releasing your dark core is your salvation by following the light. And so she already did it. So, once you release your dark core, it's it's released. It's gone for, you'll have your best life at least 10,000
What
years.
is Vitaly?
What was yours at?
I got Googleplex times Googleplex 10 times.
Yeah, so it's million, billion, trillion, septillion, Googleplex, Google 1, 9, 10. Yeah, Googleplex to the power of 10. So you're going really high. Yeah, isn't that good? And the reason
I'll tell you how it's done.
Yeah. And of course, he's released his dark core too.
I'll tell you why. Besides releasing your dark core, it just also, you get higher when you follow the river.
When you follow the path.
You go for the highest number. You never do low
You
numbers.
do more, and let's tell everyone, do more
of
higher numbers.
Yes.
And
no lower numbers.
less lower numbers.
I like
Well, we mean
this
less,
thing,
but less.
lower numbers.
Like what I'm saying when I say a lower number, I'm saying, let's do the million in less hundreds.
Yes.
Of course, we high vibration living, you only do 10 plus.
Yeah,
Right?
and also part of that is also following the river. So when you release your dark core, you are getting higher as you give. So for example, this morning and basically still now on, I have working with the people, and I have this person working from California, and she's really going for it. She's like a little engine. She's just like powering up.
You're helping her release her dark core.
Yeah, she's actually coming up tomorrow for, I'm sure you're going to be watching this video later on. And then she's coming back tomorrow for a boot camp we're having this weekend. It's going to be crazy and wild. We're getting ready.
Yes.
We just finished making everything beautiful and pretty. So that kind of gets you energy high. So by helping the right people to follow the path, and you just know sometimes you can test, and some people are testing super high to help, with the bodies of light.
Oh my God, that's such a critical point.
Yes.
Spend a little time on that.
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, you're gonna have 10 different people, and some people are not meant to be helped yet. So it's gonna be like a 0 for work with them.
Right.
Some people is gonna be neutral to help with those people, and they just be like, here and there, they might appear, might disappear. So kind of like wiggle around.
Yeah.
And some people are gonna be like, super high to help because they're meant to do something bigger than that. So some people are gonna create, I don't know, maybe like courses. They're gonna be teaching bodies like to any other.
They're going to be
people.
helping 10,000 or 100,000
Yeah,
people.
they might be helping 10,000 or
Now
100,000.
he's talking about my client base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was so very high for me to help both of you.
I know.
Both of you were
I'm
meant
so
to help
grateful
the
You should
world.
have
You
seen,
did.
this is the
Thank
story
you.
to remember. Actually, the first time that Dr. Lee and Cynthia met me, it was crazy. Like I just, it was kind of a little weird, to me. Like at that point, I was like, it's a little bit unusual. And then as soon as I came to this table, I was waiting at this beach place, and I never met these guys before, but I've heard of Bodies of Light before. A good friend of mine, Jeffrey, he used to tell me that, hey, there's this technique, that you do just kind of like a mantra, and he was like, I was doing this Bodies of Light thing, and I was having so vibrating, and actually I was trying to grab a cup. And apparently the cup was maybe like having some kind of bacteria, and the cup exploded in his hand. And he's like, hey, look, I have stitches. I was like, okay, cool. And then we were going to different retreats and sessions, and I was like, damn, I really want to try the Bodies of Light. But it was only like on Thursdays.
And he attracted us.
And I was like, what, I have such a good days on Thursdays.
We met him on the beach, on the boardwalk.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I come in earlier to work, and then my manager had this card, says Bodies of Light. This card was kind of like really nice and jammed, so probably was sitting in somebody's back pocket for quite a time. And then I was like, where did you get this? And she's like, well, these guys are there. And I'm looking, I was like, no. And it was something like, and they were gone by the time or something. I was like, okay, so I kept the card.
Okay, wait. I just want to say that you did see us. And
maybe,
what had happened is that Lee and I were walking on the beach, and I was just like too hot. And he's at the point where he needs more sun on his body. And we come to this restaurant, my favorite restaurant. And he says, well, I'm sitting in the sun. And I said, I need shade. So following our guidance, following the river, Lee sat outside.
In the sun.
And I went inside and found a table directly abutting his table, but with a window between. So I just opened the window, and it was as though we were at one table. And when Vitaly came in,
and we were holding our best life, which is in the happily ever now viewpoint, you can do whatever makes you happily ever now. And so mine was in the sun, hers was in the shade.
Right.
And then of course you saw us.
And Vitaly saw us.
And what did you
as
think?
I was passing the ketchup.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm sitting inside, passing the ketchup outside to Dr. Lee, and Vitaly's like,
I was like leaning like, nah, these guys probably just passing the car from somebody else. And I was like, coming right back. If I knew how to test, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going right there. And, so,
But we knew how to test.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, they didn't see me. They didn't see, but they knew there was
Later when we met you.
Yeah, and a few days later, I show up to work much earlier.
Again.
In the morning.
And we just
happened.
happened.
So now my best friend.
And we followed the same river and ended up going in the restaurant.
And I was like, I'm coming there, I'm having my breakfast right before my shift starts, and I'm like way earlier, and I'm not supposed to be there, and I'm like, I'm not really good friends with the mornings, so it's sometimes
Really?
I woke up, and sometimes just go to the table, and my lower self's nah, and sometimes just go to the table, like kicking me in the ass, basically.
Yeah.
I'm just, what I'm gonna say.
His higher
He tells me
self was
just go
pushing
there.
him.
And I'm coming to the table, just like, hey, and Lee turns it out. Hey!
Both of us are like, wow.
Well, no. Basically, what I did immediately is I said, what is it for me to help this person? It was a negative Google 0, 1, 9, 10, 10 to 100, 1 to 1,000, 10 to 100,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000,000. Oh, it's a high. And of course, when it's 1,000,000 to help someone, you get a lot of karma. So I was like, oh, now here's the book, and this is going to do it, and here's the classes, and here, and you come over here. So we were doing he was the golden boy. We were doing whatever. See, we just take the time to help. When it takes 1,000,000 to help someone, you take the time
Oh, yeah.
and you help them
Yeah.
because there's a lot of good karma.
And
Yes.
since then, nothing was the same.
Right.
This is really something really unusual to say, but it was.
And of course, what we're bringing it back to the secret law of appreciation. And the reason that we know this, everything with bodies of light, is we have people create amazing lives, and then we see the pitfalls of what happens. One big pitfall is if a person does not decide to release their dark core, and one of their psychic scars or subscaras or gets activated, and this is a part of the dark core that wants to kill you. And so what it does is it'll activate and make you stop doing bodies of light, because the darkness does not want you to walk the path into the light.
So true.
So for you to be your best life, and for you to be beyond your wildest dreams, healthy, wealthy, happily ever now, everything to go great, there's a certain number of bodies of light that you at home need to do every day.
How simple could that be?
And as you go and walk this path into the light, that number is going to get higher and higher and higher until you release your dark core, just to let you know. And then once you release your dark core, doing 1 bodies of light is equivalent to doing 10. And I'm going to repeat that again. When you release your dark core, you'll do 1 bodies of light, and you'll feel as if you had done 10. And you'll have that much increase in energy. So
it doesn't really sound as appealing at the moment when you're just beginning, because you're doing like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. But
when you're doing 30 or 40 a day,
when you're doing 30 or 40, and you just like spit them out like you're like shooting gun, and then especially by the end when you're really going for subscars that actually last for like a few days.
Right.
It was something really big happening. It was like so long ago, so you have to reach up so deep and like pull it up and dig in and fill up so much. The hole is so deep to fill up with the light. It takes so much light to fill it up that I remember like I was releasing. I was just sitting. I was almost like scraping up the like marks on the wall, basically 1, 2, 3, 5.
I did that.
Cross it. 1, 2, 3, 5. Cross it. 1, 2, 3, 5. Cross it. It was something, So when you go that far, then it sounds, oh my God, that sounds wonderful. And you get stronger and bigger. Your energy goes higher as you give more. Like when you love everything more, when you appreciate everything more. So your energy is getting bigger than that.
yeah, we're
I
giving
call
you
it,
some secrets.
Like a vampire in reverse.
Yeah, and what they're giving you is
where
the
you
secret.
have to give love to go higher, and it's so divine. It's really what we were all created to be here for now. And you are in the divine place at the right time.
But
allow me to introduce myself.
Okay.
My name is Cynthia Siegel, and I'm about to become your new favorite psychic, and
Vitaly Okri, one future one. One future, one breath, one future. Welcome.
And so what I wanted to get into, of course, what they were telling you just now was once you release your dark core. So you have to understand that this path into the light is one of raising your vibration to the point that you regain your abilities and your inherent nature as a limitless being of light.
Say that again. I love it.
So what this whole path into light is bringing you is it's bringing you to the point where you regain your inherent abilities as a limitless being of light.
Oh, that's so powerful.
And it's systematic.
And it's real. Now, what we notice, though, on this path is the secret law of appreciation.
Right.
And
So
we're coming right back into why this is so important. Of course, you'll notice in the video before we explained that releasing your dark core, there really is nothing more important for you to do on this planet, and we tested it already. But the question is this: what percent do you appreciate bodies of light?
Ooh, great question.
And we'll get right into percentages, because you should be able to do this even if you're not too high. What percent do you appreciate bodies of light? Because this is a path, that doing one bodies of light is equivalent to doing Om for 6 hours a day for 6 weeks. And from what we understand, there's nothing on this planet that's faster for your path into the light, and that you can literally, with doing bodies of light and sub-scar clearing, release all the blockages in a year, which earlier the quickest way would be 50 or 60 years of constant meditating. So what percent do you appreciate that bodies of light is here for you to do?
I'm actually hovering over 100%.
And I'm going to check for myself. Everyone here, check for yourself. Let's all check. What percent, and check what percent, say it, what percent
What percent?
1%.
do I appreciate bodies of light?
Do I appreciate bodies of light?
And let's
Get
count.
your little tester
Negative
ready.
Google, 0,
Negative Google,
1,
zero.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 2, 7, 8, 9, 100, 101, 102, 103. I got 103% because I really appreciate it. Because
I really appreciate
I
it.
kind of know what it does.
I got 103.
I'm 103.
And then what about you at home?
What did you get?
What percent do you appreciate bodies of light? What did it show up? See, if it showed up at a 20%, 2 or 20 or 30 or 40, it probably will cease to exist in your life at some point.
No.
Because appreciation,
suffering.
appreciation is the sustainer energy,
Yes.
It is.
right? And so what we're getting into the law of appreciation is that anything that you don't appreciate enough will cease to exist. Everyone say it. Anything
Anything
I don't appreciate enough
I don't appreciate enough
will cease to exist.
will cease to exist. That's
And I'll,
scary.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because appreciation is the sustainer energy.
Powerful.
So there's 3 energies in this universe, and it's the energy. And in Hindu, I'll give you, it's a Brahma, which is the creator energy, and then you have Shiva, which is the destroyer, and the sustainer is Vishnu. And so, but very simply, what you need to understand is this: is the energy is either creating, sustaining, or destroying. So the question is, how do I create my best life and then create a stair step in order to create that next version of my best life that's even better?
Yay.
Now, are you guys willing to have a best life and then make it even better?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
So this is what we're talking about, and this is the secret law of appreciation. And of course, I'm going to rewind it again as well. If you before, when you tested your energy, if it was a 0, 1, 2, a 3, a 4, or 5, then let's say it was a 5, you only have 50% of the amount of energy to barely make your body work. See, it has to be above a 10 in order to get your Taurus field working, which will then start attracting your best life and repelling your worst life. And you really need to be 1,000,000 and up in order to really have that attraction, repulsion working with your best life.
You know, what comes to mind is I've had stories from a number of clients who say that they've gone to a healer or a massage therapist, and after their session, they felt worse. So it's critical that you learn how to test so that when you go to a healer, the healer is at least higher energetically than you are.
Right. I mean, you would want your healer to be at least 1,000,000, but basically there's just a handful of those on the planet, and really most of them are all doing bodies of light.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah. Come hang out with us.
so really, if you have a doctor, a massage therapist, or a chiropractor, or acupuncturist, and you're doing bodies of light, if they're not doing bodies of light, chances are they really won't be able to heal you because you'll be healing them. So if your energy is 1,000,000 billion and theirs is a 2, then they're literally going to be draining you. After they work on you, they're going to feel like $1,000,000. And you're going to feel not so great.
True.
So we really encourage those who are having work done on them to have the people that are working on them do bodies of light, and also to work early in the morning. And
First appointment of the
yeah,
day.
so you want to go to your massage therapist or your person. You want to go with them first thing in the day, and then have them do bodies of light with you, or recommend that they do it in the morning, and be their first appointment before they absorb everyone else's sicknesses and put them inside of you. See, we actually, with bodies of light, can tell what percent someone is full of toxic energy. And a lot of times after a person has had 3-4 hours working on sick people, they're so full of sick energy that they're actually draining it all into the next client. So, which a lot of people don't know until they do a lot of bodies of light and learn how to test, what percent have they let go of the dark energy, or what percent have they let go of the toxin.
Right.
And so, of course, we teach that at the boot camps, and everyone's going to be doing that all weekend long, aren't they?
Boot camp.
yes.
I love
Yeah.
boot
Get
camps.
ready. I'm hoping you guys coming too. So we're gonna have a great time. And something really interesting. The energy feels so high for this boot camp. It just.
Yes.
It's been quite a few boot camps for me that I was, I was present, but when I had to work on a schedule, like my day job, I had to, I was just like going for it. But this weekend is something, the energy is so different. Then I was like at work, I was like, hey guys, I have a boot camp, I gotta be there, and I know what to test. I mean, it just tests for me. It doesn't test at all. Like, what is it for me to work during this Sunday boot camp? It's 0. What is it for me not to be at the boot camp? It's 0.
Yay.
Yeah, and so you have to learn. A lot of you at home, when you learn how to test, and then you find out if you can do a boot camp or come down and work with us, and you learn to test, you'll be like, what is it to do a boot camp? It'll be like a septillion. Is there anything under the sun, moon, and stars you could do more important? No. Also, you can ask the questions, what is it to work with your Bodies of Light elite trainers? And we just want to let you know that we're here for you. And we're here to show you how to walk this path into light. Of course, right now we're talking about the secret law of appreciation, which is very, very, very important to being your best life and step by step getting higher and higher and higher, right?
It's so important to test what your level of appreciation is towards someone or something.
Towards anything.
And get that at least to 80, 90, if not 100% to continue.
Yeah, with anything. The thing is also with the people that work on you,
Yes.
just check which people you should be working with.
Yes, good point.
Even though you might have a habit, let's say there was a family doctor that's been owned from generations and they've been working with everybody else, and you testing, and then this is somebody that I know for a long time, and then you might test, and this person was like, oh, it's a 0, or it's like -10 for me to work with this person. So you
Never
have
do
to
a
let go
negative.
of that, feeling sorry, and be your best life, because you just never know what and where.
And there's no one is responsible for your best life more than who?
You.
You. See, you have to follow the path into light. You have to follow the testing and only do things that are 10 plus. If something is a 0 and negative for you to do it, you're just not meant to do that path. Of course, we're kind of blending a little bit into the river, but the thing is that you also have to appreciate the skills that you're learning here enough to actually do them. And so, how about that? What percent do you appreciate the skills, whether they be testing, whether they be doing bodies of light? What percent do you appreciate the skills that you're learning in bodies of light? What percent do you? So let's check. Everyone check. And these skills that you've been learning, hopefully you've learned a lot. You've already come to a boot camp or you read the entire book already, Bodies of Light. What percent do I appreciate the skills that I'm getting? Native Google 0, 1, 9, 10, 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 9, 100, 1, 2, 3. I'm back to 103%. I really appreciate these skills.
I'm 103.
What about you?
103.
Yeah. Of course, we really appreciate it because we use these skills regularly.
All the time.
And of course, if we're appreciating something, then what happens?
You get more.
Yeah, you get more.
Much more.
So you have to appreciate what you already have in order to go to that next level. And we're thoroughly appreciating the skills that we get in Bodies of Light. And we get extra skills all the time as limitless beings of light, and it's wild.
Just more and more and more. And we had quite a few people who actually, they started and they were on a path and doing great, they had wonderful things happening. And there was major health shifts and like everything was shifting up to such a great degree, and then they stop it and they lose it, and then they just they don't appreciate, they never show up.
Well, we've seen people who had like a relationship, okay, and maybe they didn't fully appreciate that relationship,
Right.
and they're always looking for something else, and because they didn't fully appreciate that relationship, disaster happened. Now, but I'm going to put that on hold because and let you find out all about relationship testing with appreciation after we do Bodies of Light, because I really want us to be charged up.
And I just want to say one thing. I had the opportunity to teach a 13-year-old girl how to talk to a tree. So I asked her if she had talked to trees before, and she looked at me with eyes wide. And so I taught her how to talk to the tree she was about to become close to. And I said, just say, I love you, and see what the tree says back to you. And all of a sudden her eyes did the eyes wide thing again. I said, what did the tree say? She said, the tree said, thank you, which is the whole theme of this video, appreciation.
So if the trees can be thankful for us, maybe you can be thankful for the trees. I know I am. Yeah, they pull out the toxins and they love us.
I just planted 6 more little trees around the
We did. You did.
Love them.
All right, Bodies of Light.
Okay, so let's do the God edition of Bodies of Light, which is a nice quick edition. And you have to repeat after me. And so say it with us. I am the temple of God.
I am the temple of God.
The light of God dwells within me.
The light of God dwells within me.
Each of my 8 bodies
Each of my 8 bodies
contains zillions of intelligences.
contains zillions of intelligences.
Here and now,
Here and now,
directly connected
directly connected
to the light of God.
to the light of God.
All of my 8 chakras
All my 8 chakras
and bodies of being
and bodies of being
are now fully open
are now fully open
to the light of God.
to the light of God.
I am at one with God.
I am at one with God.
My spirit is awake
My spirit is awake
and fully open to God.
and fully open to God.
My spirit receives
My spirit receives
all divine communication
all divine communication
from God.
from God.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every aspect
shines upon every aspect
of my etheric body.
of my etheric body.
Thank you, God,
Thank you, God,
for your bells
for your bells
of levitating power,
of levitating power,
raising me upwards toward the heavens,
raising me upwards towards the heavens,
and the infinitely powerful
and the infinitely powerful
blue shield
blue shield
of electromagnetic insulation,
of electromagnetic insulation,
which allows only
which allows only
the light of God within.
the light of God within.
My etheric body
My etheric body
expresses perfect and appropriate
expresses perfect and appropriate
feelings and emotions.
feelings and emotions.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every aspect
shines upon every aspect
of my astral body.
of my astral body.
Be awake and alert,
Be awake and alert,
my astral body.
my astral body.
Thank you, God,
Thank you, God,
for easy and relaxed
for easy and relaxed
astral travel,
astral travel,
perfect control,
perfect control,
and spiritual peace.
and spiritual peace.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every aspect
shines upon every aspect
of my mental body.
of my mental body.
Thank you, God,
Thank you, God,
for accurate memory,
for accurate memory,
appropriate intelligence,
appropriate intelligence,
proper revelation,
proper revelation,
and divine timing
divine timing,
of righteous
of
decisions.
righteous decisions.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every aspect
shines upon every aspect
of my physical body.
of my physical body.
This light shines
This light shines
from above down
from above down
and inside out,
and inside out
through every cell,
through every cell,
traveling from my brain,
traveling from my brain,
through my forehead and throat,
through my forehead and throat,
permeating all cells of my heart,
permeating all cells of my heart,
following every part
following every part
of my digestive
of
system,
my digestive system,
including my stomach,
including my stomach
liver, and intestines,
and intestines,
flowing from my cranium
flowing from my cranium
through my
through
spine
my spine
to the sacral
to the
base,
sacral base,
creating divine stability
creating divine stability
through my arms and
through
hands,
my arms and hands,
legs and feet.
legs and feet.
I direct the light
I direct the light
to charge
to charge
my entire nervous system
my entire nervous system
and shine
and shine
through every blood cell,
through every blood cell,
creating perfect
creating perfect
homeostasis.
homeostasis.
All cells
All cells
composing my physical body
composing my physical body
through God inside
through God inside
are in a perfect
are in a perfect
and divine
and
balance.
divine balance.
I thank you, God,
I thank you, God,
for keeping me at all
for
times
keeping me at all times
in perfect health.
in perfect health.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon every part
shines upon every part
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the outermost band
shines upon the outermost band
of all atoms within me,
of all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the band
vitalizing and energizing the band
to perfect spin and
to
balance.
perfect spin and balance.
Thank you, God,
Thank you, God,
for divine
for
energy.
divine energy.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the middle rings
shines upon the middle rings
of all atoms within me,
of all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the rings
vitalizing and energizing the rings
to perfect spin and
to
balance.
perfect spin and balance.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all inherited factors
all inherited factors
and also for the many
and also for the many
genetic blessings
genetic blessings
of my ancestors.
of my ancestors.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all past life
all past life
karmic patterns.
karmic patterns.
God's pure light
God's pure light
shines upon the innermost band
shines upon the innermost band
of all atoms within
of
me,
all atoms within me,
vitalizing and energizing the band
vitalizing and energizing the band
to perfect spin and balance.
to perfect spin and balance.
Thank you for healing
Thank you for healing
all traumatic
all traumatic
occlusions
occlusions
over my entire existence.
over my entire existence.
God's pure intelligence
God's pure intelligence
exists
exists
within every core
within every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
It is that
It
intelligence
is that intelligence
which is the
which
nothingness
is the nothingness
that creates the somethingness
that creates the somethingness
of my
of
existence.
my existence.
Thank you
Thank you
for creating the somethingness
for creating the somethingness
from the
from
nothingness.
the nothingness.
May the light of
May
God
the light of God
enter and stimulate
enter and stimulate
every outer band,
every outer band,
middle rings,
middle rings,
inner band,
inner band,
and core within me.
and core within me.
May the light of
May
God
the light of God
enter every core
enter every core
of every atom within,
of every atom within,
igniting them in succession
igniting them in succession
transforming each atom
transforming each atom
into an atomic sun,
into an atomic sun,
together forming
together forming
the universal light of God
the universal light of God
within me.
within me.
Thank you for shining
Thank you for shining
God's pure light
God's pure light
into all 8 of my bodies,
into all 8 of my bodies,
igniting them in succession
uniting them in succession,
and connecting me fully and wholly
and connecting me fully and wholly
to the divine light of creation
to the divine light of creation
of this
of this
and every other universe.
and every other universe.
Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, tongue in through your mouth. 3 breaths. I direct the light of God.
I direct
I direct the light of God
1 zillion times 1 zillion
1 zillion times 1 zillion
into every core
into every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
Breathe. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God
1 Google
1 Google
times 1 Google
times 1 Google
times 1 Google
times 1 Google
into every core
into every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
Breathe. Really feel the energy. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God
1 Googleplex
1 Googleplex
times 1 Googleplex
times 1 Googleplex
times 1 Googleplex
times 1 Googleplex
into every core
into every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
Breathe. Wow, when you do the breath, you can really feel a lot flow, can't you? We're going to do even a strong, this is a special video. We'll do the next level, the secret one. Since we're talking about secrets, this is the extra part of Bodies of Light. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God
1 Googleplex
1 Googleplex
times the power of 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 Googleplex
times the power of
times
Googleplex
the power of Googleplex
into every core
into every core
of every atom
of every atom
within me.
within me.
Breathe.
Tongue on the roof of your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Woo! How do you feel now?
Wow, right? And let's put it into, it's very high. We can feel it. Repeat after me. Igniting each atom in succession.
Igniting each atom in succession.
Transforming each atom
Transforming each atom
into an atomic sun.
into an atomic sun.
Together forming
Together forming
the universal light of God
the universal light of God
within me.
within me.
Breathe. So we always do my best life. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God
1 Googleplex
1 Googleplex
times the power of Googleplex
times the power of Googleplex
times the power of
times the
Googleplex
power of Googleplex
times the power of
times
Googleplex
the power of Googleplex
into my best life.
To my best life.
into my best
Breathe.
life.
We're going to do another one for my divine appreciation. I direct the light of God.
I direct the light of God
1 Googleplex
1 Googleplex
times the power of 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 Googleplex
times the power of
times
Googleplex
the power of Googleplex
into my divine appreciation.
into my divine appreciation.
Breathe.
Wow, that's fun. Woo!
Wow. And I'm high as a kite. We had a lot of energy flowing on this one. So let's check what percent am I appreciative for my light worker family, which is all the people that, you're working with or we're working with, all the people that we're around. And of course, as we appreciate more, we have more around. Your family, you'll create it at home. So let's check. What percent am I appreciative for my light worker family?
Ooh.
Negative Google,
Family.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 78, 89, 90. I think I'm not quite 100. I'm a 90.
I'm about 98.
I should probably be a little higher. What are you at?
93.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we raise
how do you bring
our
it up?
appreciation?
Yeah. So basically, it's the vibration of being appreciative. So let's all say it together. And we're all going to say, I am so happy and thankful and appreciative
I am so happy and thankful and appreciative
for my light worker family.
for my light worker family.
Breathe. So if you want to have a bigger light worker family, be appreciative for the one that we already have, right? So repeat again. I am so happy,
I'm so happy,
thankful and appreciative
thankful and appreciative
for my light worker family.
for my light worker family.
Breathe. Repeat again. I am so happy,
I am
I'm
so happy
thankful,
and thankful
and appreciative
and
appreciative
appreciative
for my light worker family.
for
my
my light worker family.
Breathe. So let's check. Let's check where we're at now. Negative Google. What percent am I appreciative for my light worker family? Negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 79, 179, 100. I'm at up to 100.
100.
Yeah, so it feels good to appreciate. Now, what does appreciation do?
Sustains.
It's the sustainer energy. You know, in the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, you have creation, sustainer, destruction. Now, if you want to have the stair-step effect of your life, you have to be appreciative for everything that you've created. How could God or the universe give you more if you're not appreciative for what you already have?
Which means looking around at everything that you have now and being appreciative. Because if you want more, better, bigger, appreciate what you have now.
Right. So how could the universe or God give you more if you're not appreciative for what you already have?
Right.
Vitaly?
They'll take it away.
Yeah, what happens?
Give an example. I have so many people working around me all the time, and I have sometimes people, they feel too comfortable, and they go, you know what? I don't really care. Whatever. They don't know what they're losing, and guess what? Not a long time after that,
They lose their job.
They
right?
lose the job. And I always say, you know what? I was always being taught that you have to appreciate what you have in order to get more. So I will do my best to get to the 100%. Every single time I check, like, what percent I've done everything that I was supposed to be doing today at work, or like any other cases, like with this person, with that person. And if it's not 90, like, okay, what did I miss? Like, what was there? Like, just be more. Sometimes it's just
aware,
more, flowy,
more
cool,
conscious,
more aware, more like
more happy.
more happy.
If you're at work and you're not just deliriously happy, then there's something wrong. You have to understand that repeat after me. The greatest gift
The greatest gift
you could ever give anyone
you
could ever give anyone
is your happiness.
is your happiness.
And so being happy about where you are, what you're doing, whatever it is, that's the greatest gift. And if you're not deliriously happy, there's something wrong. And everyone say, if you're not deliriously happy,
If you're not deliriously happy,
there's something wrong.
there's something wrong.
Okay. So that happiness is also part of the energy of appreciation. You notice I said happy, thankful, and appreciative. If you're unhappy for what you have, is that being thankful or appreciative?
Nope.
If you're not happy with the car you have, how could the universe give you a better car?
Right. And I have a great example.
Yeah.
There's a Broadway actor that I've been working with for 2 years now, and he'll say his bodies of light, and he'll land this awesome little job performing, and he'll get all the bills paid. He has 2 children that he's putting through university right now. And then that job finishes, because that's what a Broadway play is.
Right.
And he forgets to continue saying bodies of light while he's performing.
Wow.
And he goes through this dry spell, and I've been watching it happen for 2 years.
Yeah, and so really you have to be, when we're talking about being appreciative, you know, for those of you that are using the Bodies of Light, elite trainers or coaches, I'm going to have you check something.
Oh.
How appreciative are you for us?
Oh.
Right? If you're working with me or Cynthia or Vitaly or Russell, how appreciative are you for your Bodies of Light coach or your Bodies of Light teacher? How appreciative are you?
Yeah. I'm going to do that for you. How appreciative am I of Dr. Lee Vickers?
Okay, so now let's check. You check how appreciative you are for us. Negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What did you get?
4, 5, 6. I got 99.6.
Beautiful, beautiful. What'd you get?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
What
I'm
appreciative
bringing it up
towards
to
you?
100.
Sure, well, I'm your teacher. But then they're going to be testing, you know, those that are working with you, how much they appreciate their working with you.
I got 1 to 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent.
So
And
you want to...
we do feel when you're not appreciative.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you stop
The flow.
of energy.
Yeah.
We can't help you if you're not appreciative.
Right. We'll notice, like, so let's say we're working with someone, and let's say their appreciation of what we're doing for them crashes. Then we'll test, we'll go, can we help them? And it'll all of a sudden be sticky.
Right.
And do you understand that if appreciation is the sustainer energy, and if we can't help you, there's something wrong. It's not us. You said if we can't help you, we 100% appreciate you and want to help you.
We do.
But if it tests that we can't help you, you know, then you're on a different path. The
Right.
path of unappreciation is a path into the darkness. It's a path into unconsciousness, suffering, and it's not so fun.
It is not fun. It is
So,
not fun.
you know, you really have to appreciate everything about your life now for things to get better.
And just an example of what appreciation looks like for my clients, I was minding my own business this morning, which when you get to know me, you'll know I never do. And I got this message to call a client and go over the list of people she's supposed to call. So I said to my guidance, well, talk to her. And then I heard again, call her. So I picked up the phone to call her. She had just finished showering and was about to sit down to make the phone calls of the list that she had created the night before. And I said, okay, great. Then we need to go over that list. And there were 2 people on the list that she was not meant to contact today. But we did set the future date when she could contact them. And I just heard a few hours ago that she figured, well, she's just going to try, see what happens. And she called one of the people she was not supposed to contact today. And it ended up in complaints. And
Now you know why we follow the river.
It's follow the river, exactly.
And why we test and only do 10 plus. So now we also want to have Russell come over, who is, because we're going to talk about also relationships. Remember I told you that we were going to be talking about relationships, and we're going to be testing and really working. We of course have someone who has whose girlfriend has released her dark horse, so they basically they're 2 Buddhas and they have a great relationship. And I want him to give you some of the secrets of appreciation that he finds works really well in his relationship. And of course, this is Russell Foster. And
And while we're waiting for Russell to get set up, relationships is one of the funnest things for me. So call me, especially you girls out there, because for free, I will give you a percentage of where your relationship is, because I want you to be with someone whose appreciation of you is as high as Russell Foster and his girl.
Thank you. Yeah, so Russell Foster, The Great Awakening. Looking forward to a big radio show, a big book coming up that kind of talks about a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now. And I think to kind of backtrack just a little bit and to summarize what we've been talking about, the concept of a sustainer energy is a little challenging for some people, but it really is there. And it explains, if you understand human behavior and really the path to success and or peak performance, if you've done any studying on that, you realize that a lot of people create a cycle where they get to a certain level of success financially, in a relationship, whatever the measuring stick is, get to a certain level, and then all of a sudden they sustain that for a little bit, but then a lot of times they drop back again, and then they work their way back up there, and it's almost like they've got this glass ceiling that they can't break, and there's this cycle, and a lot of that has to do with it because they get to a certain level, and instead of really being appreciative and grateful for what they already have, they're already looking at the next bar, they're looking at the next rung on the ladder, what's the next conquer. So instead of like just taking a moment to really experience the gratitude and the gratefulness and the thankfulness, whatever you want to call it, but that sustainer energy of what you already have and really, really feeling appreciative of what you already got and basking in that, that's actually what catapults to the next level. And a lot of people don't realize that, and that's why this video is so powerful. And that's also, going back into relationships, that's really what it is. And, we talk about whatever you appreciate, you get more of, and whatever you don't appreciate disappears.
It disappears.
And that's
it
exactly
ceases
what happens
to exist.
when you really, really look at when relationships break up for whatever reason. It's usually because there's a lack of appreciation of the other person. You can start looking at what's their faults and what's wrong with them and where we're going to go, and you start looking at the greener grass on the other side, and you forget to really appreciate your own self, the other person, what they do in the relationship, and the beauty of what that person is.
I heard the cutest thing in a song, a popular song, that says, the grass is not greener on the other side, the grass is greener where you water it.
It's true, very true.
Actually, that's exactly what we're talking about. And Lady D, my other half, is not here tonight, but it's our relationship has just flourished the last couple of years as we started doing this work, and encouraged each other to, number one, follow the path of releasing our dark core, which was
which you did together.
Yeah, exactly. The cool thing was we started together, we finished almost about the same time, and it took just about a year, which means pretty much it can be done that way if you put your mind to it. And it's so worth it. It's so worth it. And what you don't realize...
And you've helped a lot, and you're here to help a lot of other couples follow the path into light together. And
absolutely.
Release their dark core. This is something to do as a couple, right?
Yes.
When what you end up doing as you release your dark core, the process of releasing, and then when you finally release it, there's such a deep sense of understanding, a deep sense of appreciation for the other person. Doesn't mean that we're perfect. That's not what this is about. It's about seeing the person in their other person in their greatness. So
that's beautifully expressed. I just want
say
you to
that
say
again.
that again.
Experiencing the other person in their greatness. Is that what I said?
Yeah,
In
and I want to say something with that, which is, everyone repeat after me: where attention goes,
where attention goes,
energy flows.
Energy flows.
So, with your relationship, put your attention on really being happy. Happy, appreciative.
Yes.
Fully appreciative for what that person is right now.
Right.
What is it they're doing for you right now?
Right.
Rather than putting your attention on what isn't there, like the cup half full. What is there? Is there someone there that's there for you, that can talk to you? Is there someone there, whether this is be a relationship, for a love relationship, or a personal or a friendship, or a work relationship? What can you appreciate about that relationship?
I had a client call one time, and the whole conversation was her whining about her husband, who pays all the bills. She doesn't have to go to work. And he really is that grumpy type of sees the dark cloud all the time. I know him personally. And so I said to her, you know what? Start calling him Mr. Sunshine. And she said, oh my God, he's anything but Mr. Sunshine. I said, yes, let's create him to be Mr. Sunshine. And so she laughed and she giggled, and to his face, she started calling him Mr. Sunshine. When he complained, he stopped complaining. He lived up to his new nickname.
Yeah. Remember, everyone say, where attention goes,
Where attention goes.
Where attention goes.
energy flows.
Energy flows.
You see, when you really appreciate, but it's even more when you see, now, you're either Prince Charming or you're divine goddess, right? So you could be with someone right now, and if you could see them as divine in what they are right now and appreciate what is there, they could become more of what it is you want to create. See, you may not be able to change someone else, but you can always change your perspective,
Yes.
right?
How powerful.
Well, and again, it goes right back to what you focus on. Sometimes we fall into the trap of looking at what's wrong, what's missing, what we don't have, what we'd like to have, and there's nothing wrong with that to a certain extent. But what ends up happening is that can be a trap that we fall into, especially if we get a lot of dark energy. The dark core starts kicking in. All of a sudden, we're looking at faults all the time, and that's the falsehood. That's the lie. That's what we don't want to do. When you change your perception and you're looking for what you want to see, and you're looking for the greatness, and you're looking to experience the greatness of somebody else, just like the thing that we were talking about here, the example that Cynthia gave. When you begin to see somebody in that light and you project that light onto them, and then you hold steadfast to that thing, that example, that nickname, for example, the person actually starts to show up that way.
That's right.
And that's the power of this energy that we're talking about, that appreciative energy that, in this case, somebody that really appreciated somebody else, even not at their best moment, appreciated them so much that they were actually pulled them out of that energy, pulled them out of that, and got them into a better vibration, a more appreciative vibration as well.
And I will be the first to tell you if you need to leave the relationship. And anything short of that, let's bring up your appreciation.
Right. And the thing is that's what's great, is that we all really go on to testing and knowing, like, if you're supposed to stay in a relationship,
Right.
it could be a negative number.
Right.
So it could be a -10 to be in that relationship. And of course, that would be a river question. And if it was a -10,
Run.
then, in the system, you of course never, ever,
Ever.
ever, never,
Never.
ever,
Never.
never, ever,
Never, ever.
ever, never,
Ever, never.
never, ever, ever,
Never, ever,
ever, never, never,
Never,
Not
never,
even
ever.
sometimes.
Ever.
do a negative number,
Do a negative number.
right?
Whether it's a relationship or a job or food that you're eating or a dress that you're buying.
Right. So you actually get used to testing the food, testing different things. And then when it comes to something else, you start testing that as well. So like recently I was dating someone, and to initially date tested 1 million. And I was like, wow,
That's
it tests
high.
1 million to go out on this date. But see, what happened is that my appreciation was staying quite high for him. But what happens is that humans can sometimes decide not to be appreciative for what they already have. So repeat after me. Humans
Humans.
can sometimes
And sometimes
not be appreciative for what they have.
cannot be appreciative of what they have.
So what happened is I noticed that 1 million number coming down to 100,000, and then 10,000, and then 100 over a number of weeks, and then it ceased to exist.
And then we can't help you.
And then of course once it came down to 0, there was no relationship. Now, did that come from me? No.
No.
You're saying that it was this evolution of a human that knows nothing about energy, but whose appreciation came down to the point
Right.
where the relationship ceased to exist. Now, like the Celestine prophecy, I love where they show the love going back and forth.
Yes.
Well, see, a relationship is a co-creation. Everyone say a relationship
A relationship.
is a co-creation.
Is a co-creation.
So, see, you can appreciate the other person, and then they can appreciate you. But this can like go back and forth, this appreciation, this love, this joyousness,
yummy.
this happiness, back and forth, back and forth.
Trying to
And-
outlove each other.
Yeah, outlove each other. That's a great competition. In that, see, a lot of times in a relationship, people will be like, what can I take?
Yeah.
They're looking for someone else to fill their hole.
Right.
They're looking for someone to fill their void. But that's really not it at all. in love and in your divine relationship, you're looking for someone that you just want to give to endlessly. Someone that you just want to give love, give support, give happiness endlessly. And then you want to continue giving it.
That's one of the questions I ask when I date someone. I always ask, what do you do to make yourself happy? And there's so many people who don't get that question, who go outside of themselves to make themselves happy, rather than knowing that making yourself happy is an inside job.
Right, it is. In other words, happiness, of course, comes from you.
Yes.
Yeah, and now that goes into another question of, well, how appreciative are you for yourself?
Ooh, I love that one. Ooh, I want to test that. How appreciative?
Okay. How appreciative am I for me?
For me, okay.
How appreciative am I for me?
0,
10, negative Google, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm about 90.
91,
What do you? What'd you get?
93.
93?
I got 97.
97.
I love me.
So we can,
We love you.
and that's and we say there's a lot of self-love, and this is an ongoing thing that you do for yourself. You love yourself.
You love
every
you.
little piece of yourself.
Love you
And
first.
appreciate yourself. So
Yes.
now let's raise that. So let's all do that
Oh,
together.
good.
Okay? You ready? So now repeat after me. I am happy,
I am happy,
thankful and appreciative
thankful, and appreciative.
for me.
For
For
me.
me.
Breathe. Really have that appreciation for yourself, for what you're doing, everything you're trying to do in
My
life.
hand just went to volcano.
It's powerful. Repeat again. I am happy,
I am happy,
thankful and appreciative
Thankful and appreciative.
for me.
For me.
Breathe.
I just felt you go up.
Let's say it again. I am happy,
I am
I'm
happy,
happy.
thankful and appreciative
Thankful and appreciative.
for me.
For me.
Breathe. So, what it's about is it's about being appreciative for what. No, I just want you to pan around so you go in close and stuff. Just to make it interesting at home while they're watching. I just want you to understand that it's important to be appreciative for what you have. Appreciative for yourself, appreciative for your relationships. And let's of course talk about your divine love, your divine relationship, and let's check percentages. What percent are you appreciative for that special person that you have in your life? You know, that divine, loving, sensual relationship that you have. What percent are you appreciative for that now? At whatever level it is. And of course, for that question is for myself still. Until I
Wait,
find
I
someone
want
else
to hear
to
what
do.
Russell's answer is.
Okay,
I got a 98.
98's good. Well, and you would be for yourself right now too. And so let's bring that up even more for whatever
good.
percentage you get for your divine relationship. You know, your personal relationship.
Yes.
So repeat after me. I am happy,
I am happy
thankful,
And thankful.
and appreciative
And
appreciative
appreciative.
for my divine relationship.
For my
divine relationship.
Breathe. And even if you don't have a relationship yet, let's be appreciative for the possibility that you could have one. So how about that? So still be appreciative for what could be there. Really hold it. You could feel them already being there. And remember, you have to be what you want to become. Really feel, if you don't have a relationship right now, feel them already being there. Feel it already showing up.
You have to be
what you want to become.
Want to become.
Vibrating from the core of every atom within yourself.
And that's in Bodies of Light. Oh my God, you have to buy this book.
Yes, it's in the My Best Life chapter. So this is how you create your best life. So let's do it again. I am so happy, thankful,
so happy and thankful,
and appreciative, for my divine love.
For my divine love.
And just breathe into it and feel it already being there.
Wow.
I am so happy.
I am so happy.
Thankful and appreciative.
Thankful and appreciative.
For my divine love.
For my divine love.
Breathe.
In through your nose, out through your mouth, tongue on the roof of your mouth.
And of course, that probably, would that bring you up to? What did you feel?
Oh, I'm over 100 now.
Yeah, went to about 102 already. Now we're going to intervention.
103.
It's nice.
I want to know where Vitaly is.
Let's. Yeah. What'd you come up to? What number did you come up to? 100. Yeah,
yes.
100 or over 100. 103. Beautiful.
Vitaly just said he went over 100 to 103%.
I know. Isn't that nice? We love seeing that. Yeah. And so. Now talk about work a bit more, and we're going to be doing it for work. But what do you see happening? See, there's an old wives' tale of like a little bit about before you became a Buddha, the person washed the windows and cleaned the floors.
Right.
Right.
Chopped wood, and
then what happened after they became a Buddha?
Same thing.
They washed the windows, cleaned the floors, and chopped the floor. So. What's the difference? The difference is you. You. So you change, and your appreciation is, of course, part of that. And how could the universe give you a better job if you didn't fully appreciate what you had? Right. I know that one of the founders of Publix, I think he had worked for another grocery store. Jenkins, and I remember that supposedly he decided he was just going to do every single job within that grocery store as good as he possibly could, and he earnestly appreciated the job and did it as best as he could.
Wow.
And of course, because he appreciated and he did everything to his utmost best, what happened? He kept rising to the next job and the next job and manager and the next job, and then opened up a store, and then it just kept going. You see, I've heard this same story with a person that started in a mailroom of a very large corporation, who started in the mailroom and ended up being the CEO. Right? So what was the thing? It was appreciation.
Yes.
See, if a person can 100%, he's delivering a piece of mail, but he just delivered that piece of mail on time. He was happy. Remember, being happy is one of the greatest things that you can do.
So
your mood, your happiness, your attentiveness, your awareness, your consciousness, this is all part of appreciation. If you thoroughly 100% appreciate that job, you'd be happy to be in the job, you'd be smiling, you'd be on time, you'd be attentive, and they would be like, that is the best darn mail guy we've ever had. And then said, well, you know what? Maybe he should be over the mailroom. And oh my goodness, that mailroom was the most organized mailroom we've ever had. Well, maybe he should be over marketing, or maybe he should run the company.
Right.
Now, wow, the secret law of appreciation now sounds pretty powerful, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And on the other side of the coin, I had a client that we moved to another state, and she got a job bringing her 30% more a year, and a 50% cash bonus at Christmas. And she was happy as a lark at her new job for about a month and a half. And then she started complaining. And she started complaining about everything. And I said to her, be very careful. If you don't make a big old list of everything that you're happy for at the new job, starting with It's air conditioned. They provide parking for free. You can find 1,000 things about
They have
every
toilet paper.
situation, right?
And it doesn't scruff your bum.
Clean bathrooms.
Right.
So
There's a lot of stuff to be appreciative
she, for whatever reason, decided to fall back on criticizing everything and lost her job.
for. Wow, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Wow. See that we see this happen time and again, in the secret law of appreciation is pretty powerful. And part of that is you appreciating bodies of light and the power within bodies of light, which can create your best life 24/7.
Yes.
But see, you have to say it. You have to appreciate bodies of light enough to be doing your 10, 20 bodies of light a day.
Right.
Right, Russell?
And the subscara clearings.
And the subscribe. You have to appreciate doing those, because this is going to release your dark core, the subscribe things. What were you going to say?
Well, the beauty about all this is the appreciation and the happiness all are intertwined. There's really not one or the other,
Yes.
and they both lead to each other. And but the other thing that we talked about is that that success really comes from happiness first. Everybody thinks, well, when I reach this level of success, then I'm going to be happy. And just like we've been talking about,
Happily ever now.
Exactly the opposite.
Exactly.
It's the happiness number one comes first, and the happiness is an inside job. It's a decision you have to make. It's based on what you focus on. And
Very
the gratitude or the appreciation, whatever word you want to use, that comes first, and that leads to everything else.
Right.
Right.
And you as a limitless being of light can decide to be happy 24 hours a day.
Right.
And actually the path into the light is one of happiness.
Right.
So if you're not being happy, you're not on the path into light. Is that correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Say that again.
If you're not being happy 24 hours a day, you're not on the path into light.
That's such a
The amount
beautiful
that you're not happy.
clue. It's a clue.
Clue.
If you're not happy, you're not going the right way.
If you're not happy, you're going the wrong direction, which is one of darkness and suffering and lower vibration, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What a powerful clue.
Happiness is the way. See, happiness is the way. See, it's not about you getting something and then being happy, because the ego or your dark core will never, ever, ever be happy where you already are.
That's so true.
But you want to know something? Is that the only way to have your best life is to be happily ever now. Everyone
I
repeat
love
after me.
Happy
The only way
now.
The only way
The only way
to have your best life
to
to have your best life
is to be happily ever now.
is to be happily ever now.
Is there any other time to be
No.
happy? No. And then and you being unhappy is bringing in the darkness, is walking a wrong path, is walking a path of suffering. See, happiness is the way. You have to, go do 10 bodies of light.
Yes.
Go hug a tree.
Yes.
Go let go of the darkness you may absorb from something else, and be happily ever now.
Now.
Right?
Now.
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 Now?
Now.
Is there any other time other than now?
There is only now.
just now.
It's just now. So when are you supposed to be happy about your work?
Now.
Now. Any other time other than now?
No.
No. When would be a good time to be happy?
Now.
Now. Is it going to happen another time other than now?
No.
No. Because what's going to decide not to be happy?
Your ego.
Your ego or your dark core?
Again and again.
So you understand it's you as a limitless being of light that has the capability and the ability to be happily ever now 24/7.
Yes.
And that it is that decision and that path of being happily ever now which puts you on the path into the light. So you have to be what you want to become, and it is happy that creates it. And so you just have to enjoy wherever you are,
Yes.
because wherever you are, there you go. And wherever you go, there you are. So you have to be happy
Happy
in order
first.
to be happy. In order to have a happily ever night, you better just start laughing,
Yes, it's true.
right? And you know how easy it is to laugh? Laugh.
Laugh.
It's pretty easy.
So, was there a reason for that?
No, it
No.
was to be happy now.
That's vibration. That happiness, that laughter, that flow came from you as an infinite being of light.
Right.
And where did it come from?
You.
Nowhere.
Thank you.
To hear through you. It came from you. But see, it came the second you decided to laugh, the second you decided to be happy, was the second that it flowed through.
Right. Right. So true.
Do you get it? Everyone say, the second I decided to be happy
The second I decided to be happy
is the second it flows through.
is the second it flows through.
So you see, it has everything to do with you and nothing to do with anyone else, because people love to blame their unhappiness on others.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, that's a crock of crud.
You make me so sad.
Okay? There is no one else, and everyone repeat, no one else
There's no one else
can make me unhappy.
can make me unhappy.
In fact, it really pisses other people off when they can't make you unhappy. it really gets them upset when they're trying to do everything to make you unhappy and you just are happy anyway. I'm telling you, it feels really, really good, because there is never, ever a reason to lower your vibration for anyone else, right?
That's very powerful.
Absolutely.
And then, so I think we're probably gonna you done anything else you wanted to talk about on that? We're gonna trade off again and keep going over here. You need to be on me because you're gonna be over there. There we go. Cool. So
I remember the time that we were going on a cruise, and we
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of cruises, and we take clients with us. And I wanted a pair of boots because it was an Alaska cruise, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
needed a pair of boots. And I was on poor Dr. Lee for weeks before we left about, I need my boots, I need my boots. Now, we live in Florida, so really, to find a pair of boots in Florida is not going to happen. And he kept saying, don't worry, we'll get your pair of boots. And
Right.
my ego was just all up about the pair of boots. And
Right.
guess what?
we found a pair of boots.
A divine pair of boots.
And it was like the best deal on sale in Canada, Vancouver, before we went to Alaska.
Right.
And they had beautiful flowers on them. I mean, it couldn't have been
perfect.
Couldn't have been better. And the key is to realize that everything flows through you, and it flows from nowhere to here through you.
Right.
And the only way to have it exist is that you're willing to allow it to happen. So
You have to be allowing.
you have to allow your best life to be there. So
Yes.
when I say that the secret law of appreciation is what sustains where you are and takes you where you want to go.
Right.
What I'm saying is that it's a law that a lot of people miss. It's a secret because a lot of people miss out on being appreciative for what they already have. It's a very unconscious, very human thing to do. It isn't as a limitless being of light. We tend to really appreciate, understand how wonderful everything is.
Right.
But a very human thing is to react, is not to be appreciative for
Why
what
do
you have, right?
people- Why do people complain instead of being happy with what they have?
Especially in the Western world,
Yes.
right? We have so much,
I saw a lot of
Right.
that when we went through Europe as well.
right?
People not being happy.
It's everywhere.
Such infrastructure, like in Europe area where you have like such beautiful infrastructure, yet so many unhappy people. I noticed that as well.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I remember when we came back from, and it was another cruise. You have to join us on a cruise.
You definitely do.
Contact us, and we'll tell you when the next one
You
is.
love the Bisolite cruises.
And I came back from that cruise in Europe, and I remember talking to a client about, I was so shocked at how every country we stopped in, the people were sad. Not our clients, but the humans, I want to say, were sad. And she said, well, that's because you're always happy. I said, because I'm always happy. I said, that's so interesting because I feel like I live in a bubble of happiness.
Yeah.
And she said, you do. And that's what I love about you.
Yeah.
So I invite you to create your own bubble of happiness. No one can do it for you.
Right.
It's all up to you.
It is. It is. It totally is. And then so about the secret law of appreciation, what do you
Yes.
find? What do you find that you guys appreciate that really makes your life better?
Everything.
Everything that was.
Yeah. So we've talked about work, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's
What about where you live? What about where you live? Do you thoroughly appreciate where you live?
Do you love where you live?
Do you love where you live? Do you love and you could be in a mansion, you know, and I know people that have had, you know, multi-million-dollar condos overlooking the ocean that didn't appreciate it and they wanted to jump off the balcony. And then I've had people who've been in like, you know, 400 square feet, hardly any room, but they loved everything about it. And you'll notice that those who don't appreciate what they have don't take care of it, so it does cease to exist. Like, have you ever known people that everything breaks around them and everything is going bad and it's dirty and nasty and just like nothing works? That's probably because they're following their ego and their little piggies and they're not appreciating what they have,
Yes.
which is a very human thing to do.
Appreciation.
You know, it's so interesting. Like, I remember years and years and years ago, one of my first times that I ever made to the United States, I got myself shoes, like new sneakers, and I loved them so much. And actually, till this time, I have some of the shoes that are looking like they're just almost like I bought them like a few months ago.
Right.
And I just like take care of it and take care of it and take care of it. And I still love to have like new ones all the time. But you know, it just I just noticed that like most of the time I just I have the shoes that I just outgrow or something.
Imagine that. Imagine how one person can have a pair of shoes and they look and they wear them a lot, but they still look good for a year, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. And yet another person can have that same pair of shoes and literally in a week, it's just completely destroyed.
I was like, nah,
Right.
I need a new one now.
And then, and I'm telling you, it has a lot to do with appreciation, and it has a lot to do with the ego. And the ego, I'm just going to let you know, which is the stimulus response part of the body, is never appreciative for anything it
happy.
has. It's never happy.
never happy. It's
It
never
will
enough.
never ever be happy.
Right.
It's a new
So the
thing.
only place that you will derive your true appreciation is from you as a limitless being of light, letting your higher self flow through. Because you as a limitless being of light will look around and just find things to appreciate, like, you know, your nice clothes, or, you know, a roof over your head, or
Yes.
good food, or, you know, that you're not sweating in an air-conditioned room. So there's a lot to be appreciative of. And we in the West have a lot. You know, there's people in Africa that are sweating in a little hut, but yet they could be 98% more appreciative than you in your beautiful air-conditioned with running water and a toilet.
Right.
And speaking of toilets, I just while I was getting ready for the video, I was looking at my toilet, and I looked at it and I said, you know, I appreciate you. And do you know what I did? I grabbed some cleaning fluid and I cleaned the toilet and rubbed it down and made it look all pretty,
All shiny new.
all shiny and new. So you see, things you appreciate,
Yes.
you tend to take care of. It's very interesting, isn't it?
It is. It is really, really interesting, and it just happens so often that I see it, because I think among all of us, I see the most of the people around me, because like I had to deal with like a lot of social environments, and I see all sorts of people from all sorts of. Oh, I'll give an example. It just came to my mind. I just came to work, and it was my time to start, and I'm walking in and I'm walking outside, and those ladies come outside the restaurant, and they passing by and they say something, and I just looked at them and I smiled, and they turned around, they started talking to me, and they say, you know, there was this guy right there, and it's like he looks like that, like that, like that. And I thought she's talking about one of the employees, so I was like, you know, I'm wondering, so what happened? Like, if there's anything I can do for you know to make it better? And they go, well, you know, there's this guy, and he keep on saying, like, he was trying to say like, oh, you know what, I make this much money and do. And so he was using like he was just not being at the moment, so he was like pounding on the ego, and he was totally like using the ego as an excuse to get to know somebody else. And these ladies were like, you know what, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. And you'll notice that when you appreciate yourself, when you appreciate those around you, do you know that you could have a bunch of strangers around you? You could be in a restaurant with a bunch of strangers, but just appreciating that there were people around and you could make friends.
Yes.
Why? Because you appreciated that there were humans. There's people that are in the middle of Alaska that are in a little log cabin, and during the winter they don't see people for 4 months. And so, you could be appreciative of so much. You could be appreciative that there's people to talk to.
Yes.
See, there's so much to be appreciative of that can raise your vibration and that can create a better life for you. We're trying to really open your eyes here, right?
I remember I had a client one time who just not happy about anything. And I said, all right, let's create an appreciation list. And I said, so give me one thing you're happy about. And he said, well, I said, okay, do you wake up in the morning? He goes, yeah. I go, well, that's a good thing to be happy for. And I said, can you go to the bathroom on your own? And he said, well, of course. I said, do you know how many people can't?
Right.
And I met him about 6 months later. And he said, I said to him, how are you doing today? And he said, I woke up again and I went to the bathroom on my own. He said, life is really good.
Yeah. Because remember, the thing that isn't appreciative is the ego, and it's not you. It's the little animal that you're residing in. That little animal will never be happy. But you, as a limitless being of light, can have a perspective, and you can control your ego from a higher awareness and be appreciative, right?
That's very powerful.
Me at work, like every single time, like I remember yesterday was one of my latest guests that I had. There was like three gentlemen, and I took care of them, and I felt like they're really nice. Every single time I was there, they were making an eye contact and they were trying to help. Really kind of like nice people. And in the end, one of the gentlemen says, like, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. And it happens a lot that sometimes you have people who are completely ignorant. They don't appreciate nothing. Like once I was minding my own business, and this little girl comes up to her mom and she goes, Mom, give me your credit card. And she was like, why, honey? What do you need credit for? I was like, and she goes, what do you care for? Just give me your credit card. and I go, well, imagine what's gonna grow from that little girl.
She's gonna be a little horror.
It's gonna be disaster. Yeah, it's just gonna
be a little horror.
It's completely unappreciative, and it's not sustainer. It's like, and I've seen so many different families when they have a few kids, or sometimes one kid, doesn't really matter. And this kid being sometimes super unappreciative, and it doesn't matter how much intention this kid has. It's always a new toy because they're never happy with what they have.
You can give them everything, but the thing is that if you do not appreciate it, it will cease to exist. So they'll take that brand new car and destroy it.
Right over.
They'll take just like the new shoes, just like in the key is to not be an enabler. And so I think if you have one of those children who isn't appreciating what you give them, I'm going to tell you, you need to come and do a boot camp with us, and you test and go, well, yeah, if they come, bring them and we'll teach them. But if they don't come, you really got to teach your children and go, am I supposed to give them a car? No.
Right.
Am I supposed to give them new shoes? No. Am I supposed to give them new clothes? You need to let them go for a while and say, well, Johnny, why don't you go work for that car, that whatever, and start teaching your children that appreciation, because it's a very non-human ability to appreciate what you have. It's a very limitless being of light ability to appreciate. And our society has a tendency to be very egoic and not appreciate what you already have. So some kids who may be getting stuck in that, you may be, have 100 million in the bank, but you may need to teach your child that they need to appreciate what they have, because you could be creating a little tear, which is totally egoic, which is kind of like one of the guys running for president right now. But, so you could have one of those show up. So, but what I'm trying to tell you.
Having a black hole is never fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's just it's never enough. Whatever you give them, no matter what you throw.
And it's a path into the darkness. Yeah. It's a path into the darkness when you don't appreciate what you have.
Right. And it's the same with your own ego, how if you don't appreciate what you have, you could be buying.
Yeah, and never fulfilled.
You'll never be happy.
Never.
Yeah, and so we're here to really give you these keys. I think if we're going to check what percent we are so far, 10, 29, 79, 100, I think we're about almost 100. We're getting there, right?
Little notes.
So we're wrapping it up right here, but we just really want you to understand the power of appreciation. When you come to a boot camp, we really hit this a lot. We hit a lot with the ego, which we'll be explaining in other videos about the ego. But understand that you can test the percentage of what you appreciate anything, and you can bring it up. Remember how easy it is. All you have to say is write down this mantra. Repeat after me. I am so happy.
I am so happy.
Thankful.
And thankful.
And appreciative.
And appreciative.
For fill in the blank.
Everything.
And say it again, and you say it a number of times and bring your percentage up to 100.
And keep testing. What percent am I at now?
Yeah, and you can write this down again. I am so happy.
I am so happy.
Thankful.
And thankful.
And appreciative.
And appreciative.
For fill in the blank.
Dr. Lee.
But you're going to want to fill that in, and also those who are doing light parties around the country, around the world, you can all sit down now at this point and really go into a lot of areas in each one, bring it up to 100%. You can do it as a group, and remember, it's I am so happy.
I am so happy.
Thankful and appreciative. For you fill in the blank. And so you get those things, and some of the things you can do is for my body, for my hair,
for my best
for
life.
my skin, for my best life, for my family, for my children, for my father, for my mother, for
my air conditioner,
for my home, my living area, my car, for my friendship,
for running water,
for running water. See, you really want to be thankful. You want to have that appreciation for a lot of things, right?
Right. And if you're having trouble getting started, then give us a call and we'll get you right on the path, because now's is the only time you have.
And it's time to work with us, all of us,
Get it done,
Bodies
guys.
of Light elite trainers. We're here for you, right?
We are.
Somehow just start to flashback on we had such a not so long down the road. I remember coming to the classes. Me and Cynthia were still releasing Dark Core, and we were filming the class. And guess what? We were carrying those. Remember we were filming on a cell phone, filming a little camera.
I'm so happy and thankful for what we are now. Our nice HD camera.
I mean, now we have this better camera, and then we had a better and better camera, and a better camera and better camera.
And now we're going to be so thankful for this that we're gonna bring in a film crew that'll show up, that'll follow us, all day long, so we can bring it out, because we are thankful and appreciative for those, and for the money. We're thankful and appreciative for the money that's here, which is going to open it up for millions of dollars to show up to create the Bodies of Light TV show and movie and film.
That is going to open up a lot of millions of people to release the Dark Core.
Yeah, which is good, which will help the whole planet.
Right.
Yeah, so we're thankful for you. We're thankful for you following the path, and we really want to encourage you to be thankful and appreciative for Bodies of Light, because this is a powerful technique that can take you all the way to releasing your Dark Core this lifetime.
And you can download a copy of Bodies of Light for free on Dr. Lee Vickers' website, on my website, and from Vitaliakri's website.
And go to bodiesoflight.net. You put your email in, it'll go to you. But the whole thing is this. Also, the Bodies of Light book is on Amazon.
Right.
And we have boot camps. We work with you one-on-one.
Cruises.
Where we have cruises that are coming up. We really want to make it easy for you to really get this data, release your Dark Core, be your best life 24/7. And we earnestly and thankfully, we really want to help you. And so we're here for you.
So,
we appreciate you.
And make it a little even easier. It would be nice if you can actually come over and help us to get Bodies of Light on iTunes and the Play Store, Android Market. And
all around. We need help on a lot of areas.
And make it like people just go and snap it.
We need artists.
Download, and then become a light man in the bathroom.
Exactly.
It's gonna be great.
We love you.
Peace.
Bye now.